Warren and Biden are top picks among New Hampshire Democrats. I'm assuming this is for 2020. This is from The Hill. Former Vice President Joe Biden edges Senator Bernie Sanders in a Suffolk University poll, asking New Hampshire Democrats to pick their favorite of 7 possible candidates. When Senator Elizabeth Warren, who represents neighboring Massachusetts, is added to the list, she comes out with 26% compared to 20% for Biden, 13% for Sanders. Without Warren, Biden gets 30%, followed by Sanders with 25%. The poll conducted April 26th through 30th, surveyed 295 likely Democratic primary voters. It also asked residents about Kristen Gillibrand, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Deval Patrick, and Terry McAuliffe. The poll has a margin error of 5.7 percentage points. Name of the candidates on the list has formally said they are running as president. Biden recently indicated he would determine his plans by the end of 2018. So, according to this particular poll, now they said likely Democratic voters. There's no information in this article about age demographic and about where they did it. They basically polled Democrats. So these are registered Democrats. They likely conducted this by phone, I would assume. So, and again, it doesn't specify, but I would go out on a limb here and say that most of the people taking this poll were kind of, party loyalists that I think are more inclined to pick a Biden. You can find that in the actual poll. That can be found in the Hill article. Well, all right, fair enough. Let's go straight to it. All right. God damn it, an ad popped up. You know how much I hate it when... Oh, that made it bigger. Oh, that's not annoying at all. All right. Hate the Hill. Okay, let's go to the poll itself. Close out of this dumb article. Okay, so the region, west, north, central. All right, hello, my name is... So here's what they said. Hello, my name is blank, and I am conducting a survey for Suffolk University. I would like to get your opinion on some issues of the day. Would you like to spend 7 minutes? Ask for youngest in household. Okay, so they got 49% male, 50% female. How likely are you to vote? Are you Democrat? Are you independent? Okay, so here's the age demographic. 7.63%, 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 12%, 35 to 49, 21%, 50 to 64, 27%, 65 to 74, 21%. So almost half of all the respondents were 50 and up. So almost half of all the respondents here were 50 and up. 91% white. And now keep in mind, this was out of Democrats. This poll was just, the article said that this is just among Democrats. Now, out of this entire poll, how many of the respondents were Democrats? 30%. So 70%, we don't even know what they said. This article just focused on, why didn't they give the results as a whole? Why didn't they say, out of residents of New Hampshire, here is who they are leaning towards for president? Why did they just focus on what the Democrats had to say? The people that identified as Democrat. Maybe there were a lot of disenfranchised progressives that don't identify as Democrat, but had a lot to say about 2020. That would be what I would say if I would take that survey. If they said, do you identify as Democrat? I would say no, because I never felt more disenfranchised by the party ever before in my life. I never really felt like I was part of the party, ever. But now more than ever, I feel disenfranchised by it. So why didn't they vote Biden? All right, this is from Balthazar. Thank you for the super chat contribution, Balthazar. Vote Biden because when you lead with your lawsuits, you elect the candidates that your donors pre-selected. If we don't elect donor-friendly candidates, how can we buy HRC list? Hashtag make donors great again. By the way, guys, another announcement you're hearing here first. Peter Douche is going to become a regular thing. I'm going to do some housekeeping at the end of the show today because I do have some announcements to tell you guys. But spilling those beans now, Peter Douche, going to be a regular thing. So they decided to do an article. So how much did Sanders get overall? I'd be curious. They talk about Governor John Kasich is in this. "39%, 40% of the people taking this poll identified as moderate." So 40% identified as politically moderate, which, let's be honest, that means, these days, that means conservative. Because if some of the Democratic establishment is too left for you, you're conservative. So only about 10% of respondents were actually somewhat progressive. They identified as very liberal. Only 13% were members of a union, and 55% of them were gun owners. So let's take a look at the demographics here. First of all, this article only reported on the Democrats surveyed, which was only 30% of all the people surveyed. About half of all the people surveyed were 50 and older. 50 and older, so not a very fair age demographic. Most of them identified as conservative or leaning conservative. And virtually none of them are in unions. Over half of them own guns. That was this survey. And The Hill went from that survey, cherry-picked the Democratic information on it, and cherry-picked what those particular respondents, which again are only 30%, said they wanted to be president. So this is a cherry-picked poll. It's inaccurate, it's misleading, and it's very deceptive. So don't take that poll seriously. Joe, thank you for sharing it. We'll do more of this where we actually unpack polls and how they're being covered in the article and how the article is bullshitting you for their own agenda. Because that's what happened. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.